The new iPhone 17 Pro Max is here, and today we're gonna compare every single difference to the 16 Pro Max, many of which other reviewers have not tested yet, and see if it's actually a good upgrade. Now, unlike last year, I am actually very excited for this new phone. There's been a lot of changes. Last year was boring, it was disappointing, and looking at this color, man, it pops so much. I'm still undecided. I also got a silver one. Well, one will be mine, one will be my wife's, but first time holding in the hand, it feels kind of slick, Vadim. Have you felt that?
Yeah.
Let me see this. Yeah, oh my goodness. Okay, I might need a case. We'll talk about that. But holding it here, okay, this is interesting, guys. The back is now rounded. I don't know how many years it's been. That actually makes it feel a little bit lighter instead of the sharper straight edges. And honestly, it actually feels thinner than the old one, probably because of that curve. Now, another interesting thing is I'm holding in my hand and my finger is hitting up against the massive camera bump. I don't want to call it the plateau yet, compared to the previous one where you had some extra room over there. And just looking at this design, I do like it, but it is not as premium. It looks more utilitarian, just like the Apple Watch Ultra, and I guess that's okay because now we have the Air. Make sure you guys subscribe for that comparison, and we also just did a full teardown. We saw the internals. We have so many upgrades. Make sure you guys watch that one. Now, let's go ahead and peel off this, and what I'm curious about is the anti-reflectivity. Oh yeah, guys, look at that. The screen is so much darker, definitely less reflective, better contrast. The previous iPhone is more like a mirror. We haven't really had upgrades in a while. This looks nice. Now, the batteries have gotten a lot bigger this year, which is great for battery life, and with that, we have upgraded fast charging finally. So this is a 40-watt brick from Apple. The new 17 Pro Max will accept up to 40 watts, so you can fast charge in 20 minutes to 50% compared to 30 minutes, even though the battery is bigger. That is amazing. Now, we also had differences in the speakers, so let's go ahead and compare them. All right, guys, you heard it for yourselves. The 17 Pro Max is a lot louder than the 16 Pro Max. Now, as far as sound quality at max volume, it's a little worse, but if you turn it down a couple clicks, then it matches, and I love having the extra volume. Now, I'm also excited for the new display upgrade up to 3000 nits, but indoors or manual brightness, there is really no difference. So let's head outside and look at this. The screen brightness looks the same, 2000 nits when you have mostly white on your display, but switching to dark mode, I mean, that looks amazing. It definitely pops way more on that text, and adding in the anti-reflectivity coating, this screen looks gorgeous. And looking back inside this room, even now, even though the brightness might be slightly better or the same, it just looks so much nicer to the eyes. This is a beautiful screen. Specular highlights and HDR also look better, and the viewing angles as well are nicer on the new display. With that said, let's get into performance, but first I want to mention I'm going to be doing a 1 week later real world comparison, so make sure you guys subscribe. Now, right here I have Jazz Geekbench. Both of these are 256 gig models. Let's go ahead and test it out. Wow, okay, that is crazy. We have a little bit faster sequential on the old one, 1523 compared to 1414, but for the write speed, 680 megabytes a second compared to 1519. Are they putting more chips as far as storage in here? That's what, more than double the speed? That's really nice. And here's Ben's new phone. It's actually a 512. Let's go ahead and test this one out. And look at this, that's insane. 2,892 read, 2,652 write. these new phones are insanely fast. Now, one of the downsides of the new iPhone 17 Pro Max's redesign is that Apple ditched titanium for aluminum, which can more easily get scuffed up if you drop it. But thankfully, our sponsor Torras has their new Q3 Air cases and OrigArmor screen protector. The Q3 Air case has these airbag corners to protect your phone from big drops with these additional fun colors and this 360 magnetic stand that's really useful as a helping hand shooting content on the go. You could simply stick it to any magnetic surface or use it as a kickstand in both vertical or horizontal modes. And for even further protection, Torras has their OrigArmor screen protector that actually has an anti-reflective coating that's just as good as this iPhone 17 Pro Max, but with better scratch and drop resistance. It's also really easy to install on your iPhone with just a few steps, giving your phone the ultimate protection. Go ahead and check out the case and screen protector by using the links in the description or the pinned comment below. And in our teardown, you saw that we have a new Qualcomm chip for cellular, so let's go ahead and test that difference. We got 354 with the sucky 2.5 upload in this concrete building, both connected to T-Mobile, so same server. Let's take a look here. It's going slow, speeding up, and the test ran out. Might have to do that one again. The upload right off the bat, faster, but then it drops. And look at that, slower on the download. Now, I'll just go ahead and try this one more time. All right, guys, look at that. I just forced 5G on. Maybe it was trying to save power or something. Wow. I think that's the fastest we ever got inside this building. 507.
Ooh, the upload.
Okay, the upload, 10. Okay, 10. And here are the updated numbers for the inside. We're gonna go check outside. Both phones are nice and fast, but with that said, the 17 Pro Max does beat it out. 715 download, 73.6 upload. That is the fastest that I have seen in our city. So that new Qualcomm modem is nice. And now let's check out the power of the A19 Pro. I have adaptive power turned off on both of them. You guys can see we have 12 gigs of RAM compared to 8. That is awesome. Let's go ahead and run the CPU benchmark. All right, guys, here are the results. For single core, we have a difference of about 10%. And then for multi-core, a difference of about 14.3%. Next, let's run the GPU benchmark to see the metal performance. And guys, look at this. 32,000 compared to 44,000. That's 38% difference. I don't think we've ever had this big of a gain year over year, and this is using the same amount of cores, not adding any more, and also not accounting for any thermal throttling. I mean, this is insane. We will do a thermal test in a sec, but first, I wanna use Geekbench AI. Let's go ahead and run this. We selected GPU because we have those extra accelerators. Let's see if that makes a difference. And oh my goodness, guys. Look at the quantized score. We have 17,058 compared to 6,677. That's 2.5 times better AI performance using the GPU with those new cores that Apple added in there. That is just absolutely mind-blowing. And now let's push this amazing GPU to its limits. We have Solar Bay Extreme Unlimited mode for gaming tests, and this actually uses ray tracing. So let's see what kind of difference we get. Guys, this is an insane gaming phone, especially with ray tracing. We have 13.7 FPS compared to 7.6. That is a difference of 80%. Yes. 80%. Wow, that is crazy. Now the last test as far as the GPU that we have to do here is going to be Steel Nomad Lite. We have the unlimited mode stress test. And once this is gonna be running, we also have a FLIR thermal camera to check on how hot these get and if we get any dimming. And guys, before the phones even turn on this game, you could already see that hot spot on the 16 Pro Max right there. What are we looking at? 36.2, 3.4, compared to 34-ish. And yeah, take a look at that, but let's just let it run. Guys, this is crazy. I just saw the 17 Pro Max dim. This one hasn't yet, but to be fair, both are set manually to 65%. the 17 Pro Max is actually slightly brighter at the same percentage, but it did dim down, whereas my 16 Pro Max did not. But watching the FPS, we're about 50% higher frames per second in performance on this new 17 series. And now guys, the 16 Pro Max also dimmed. So we're gonna bust out this camera here in just a sec, but I wanna mention, if you want us to add a cooler to the bottom that they use for gaming, we've tested this out before, make sure you guys subscribe. We will do those tests and talk about it in our full review. All right, let's take a look here. It's been 15 minutes. You guys could see on the right, it's so much more even as far as temperatures with the new aluminum 17 Pro Max. The hottest spot is looking at 39.8-ish compared to 40, let's see here, 40.6. Yeah, right around 40.6, 40.7 there as a hot spot. I'm gonna go ahead and flip these over. Oof, I feel that there. Oh, the new 17 Pro Max is hotter because it's spreading out that heat evenly. Okay, look at that image right there. Oh, wow, 45.8, 46 there on the 16 Pro Max. And let's see, 44.1, the hottest. Yeah, just look how much more even the cooling is. All right, guys, the results are in, and honestly, I'm a little more disappointed than I thought it would be. The stability score is 69.4 compared to 65.4. So yes, it is more stable. Now this is interesting, Vadim. Look at this. The performance actually went up higher at the end here.
Whoa.
I wonder if that's when we flipped it over to test and it allowed it to cool down through maybe the screen. I'm not sure. Maybe we could look at the previous years. But yeah, definitely stability I thought would be a little bit better. But if we take a look at the scores, I mean, that tells you the real story. The best loop score, 2,318 compared to 1,395. That is 66% faster. And then looking at the lowest score, 1,608 compared to 912. That's a difference of 76%. So once both these phones have slowed down, they're super hot, you're still getting way more performance. And look, the lowest loop score, 1608, is higher than the best loop score on the 16 Pro Max. Wow. Even with all the throttling, it's still faster than the best that you could get before. That's actually pretty incredible. And now I'm super interested in putting one of those gaming phone coolers on this because aluminum is way better as far as conducting heat than titanium. That means that the cooler will be able to suck out way more heat from the chip and from the phone and get it out compared to when you attach it to a titanium 16 Pro Max. So make sure you're subscribed. And look at this, guys. This thing just went back to a nice full brightness. I'm gonna give it some time, see how long the titanium one takes. So that took 1 minute and 5 seconds longer on the 16 Pro Max than the 17 Pro Max to be able to cool down and get back to normal brightness. That is nice. And now guys, it's time to talk about the cameras. And as you guys could see, I have the selfie camera opened up. We have a new 18 megapixel square sensor. And right now they look the same, but I am able to go wider like that. So look how much wider it is, just a normal mode. And then I can actually go even wider into a horizontal. You guys can see Vadim right there in the camera. Now that is so cool. And when we saw this with my wife, she's like, all right, I gotta upgrade. We weren't gonna upgrade her, but she loves that feature. But what about the image quality? Well, here's a selfie with the sunset. I was worried that because we have a wider sensor, the quality is gonna go down. But if we go ahead and zoom in and take a look, I think that the 17 Pro Max's image looks more detailed. Now here's the difference in the wider mode, the normal portrait setting. And so if we go ahead and zoom in, once again, the quality looks better, even though it's wider and I'm zooming in more. My hair looks better. Just in general, that looks nicer. Even the dynamic range in the sunset looks better as well. So I'm very happy about that. And then this one can't change, but if we go this way, bam, I got my horizontal image right there, holding the phone the same, or I could even hold it sideways and go into that horizontal mode as well to really show off the background. And honestly, I probably had 30, 40 times in the last year where I'm trying to take a group photo and we just can't fit everybody else in nicely. So this is so good to have. Now the next camera we gotta talk about is the telephoto. Now it's a 4X instead of a 5X, but it is a 48 megapixel. So here's a shot of Vadim with the sun right behind him. You'll notice the 4X is a little bit wider, so you have more in the frame, and sometimes the 5X was just zoomed in a little bit too much. The flaring looks better controlled as well. And even though I have to zoom in more so on the 4X, you guys could see the quality does look slightly better. Now I can also select that 8X mode. We have that button built in. And now, even in the 8X mode, the quality looks nice, and this is such a tough situation to shoot in. Vadim brought up a great point. Look at this difference when I zoom in. You see all his little hairs. You have nice natural blur right here. His shirt looks super detailed. His face looks better. I mean, this looks like a portrait mode shot just because the sensor is so much larger. And then here is both at 25X. You guys see extra detail, looks a lot cleaner as well. I think they have updated processing. And then if we max out the zoom, we have 25X on the 16, 40X on the 17 Pro Max. We see the text nicely, more processing, a little more denoising, looks cleaner. And then we have this tower, both at 25X. And you guys just see how much more detail we have in this shot and a lot less noise. And then in this shot right here, we have 25X versus 40. And what really shocked me here, guys, let's go ahead and zoom in here, zoom in on this shot. Look how much better that looks. Being able to zoom in on a sign 40X and still read last Saturday of the month, tournament, the buy-in right there, that is just insane quality in a low light situation. Now the 1X and the ultra-wide cameras are exactly the same. We might have slight differences in processing, but having that improved telephoto camera and that selfie camera is a huge deal. Now we're gonna be making multiple videos talking more about camera quality, including a blind camera comparison against the latest Pixel and Samsung. So make sure you guys subscribe if you guys wanna see that video. It's gonna be super fun. And now to answer our original question, is the 17 Pro Max a good upgrade over the 16 Pro Max? And I have to say, guys, this is a year, at first I was thinking maybe not to upgrade, definitely trying to skip my wife's. We're both upgrading, and this might be the biggest year where you might wanna upgrade after only having your phone for a year. There are so many things that got better, pretty much everything. I mean, it's a super tempting upgrade. And if you have an older phone than the 16 Pro Max, you're considering it, absolutely upgrade. I think the only downside, maybe two downsides from this one, is it doesn't feel as premium overall. The look isn't as luxury of a look, and it's a little bit more slippery in the hand. Everything else has gotten a really nice upgrade. So good job, Apple. This is one killer phone. Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and click that circle above to subscribe. Check out one of those great videos right over there, and we will see you in the next one.